Hello and welcome to my video, all about the K2tog and K3tog decrease techniques. You'll see K2togs in patterns a lot as it's a very popular way of reducing the number of stitches on your needles. It's a single decrease, which means it reduces the number of stitches by 1. This kind of decrease is nearly always used on right side rows and it's right leaning, which I'll talk more about later on. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate the K2tog on garter stitch, which is where you just do knit stitches on every row. I'll start by doing a few knit stitches and then I'll do a K2tog. Right, so all you need to do is take your right hand needle up through the next 2 stitches, like so, and then do the usual steps of a knit stitch. So cross the right hand needle behind, wrap the yarn, bring the yarn through to the front, and push the stitch off the left needle. If you look closely at the resulting stitch, you'll see that the loop on the needle has gone through 2 loops, and those 2 loops are now stacked on top of each other underneath. This left hand stitch that's now on top has to lean slightly to the right to bridge the gap created by reducing the stitch number, hence why the result is a right leaning stitch. The reason that this is quite important is that if you really want to refine the look of your knitting, you'll want to pair right leaning and left leaning decreases together in a project to get a neat and symmetrical appearance. The most common pairing of decreases is the right leaning K2tog with the left leaning SSK or slip-slip knit, and that's because they mirror each other very well. I'll be doing another video on this, but the important thing is that you know the K2tog decreases are right leaning. And now I'll just do knit stitches until 5 stitches from the end of this row, and then I'll do another K2tog. So take your right hand needle up into the next 2 stitches on the left needle, and just knit them together like so. Note that I wanted this decrease 3 stitches from the end of the row, so I had to make the decrease 5 stitches from the end, since the K2tog takes up 2 stitches. Right, so now I'm just going to do a knit row, since I'm doing garter stitch, and I'll do that for every wrong side row. For every right side row, I'll knit 3, do a K2tog decrease, knit until I've got 5 stitches left, do another K2tog, and then knit 3. This will line up the K2tog decreases 3 stitches from each edge. And here is the result. On the front, and on the back. You can see that where the decreases are, the garter stitch ridges change direction. And here you can see a swatch of stockinette stitch where I did the same pattern, but I did purl stitches on all of the wrong side rows. You can see that this looks smoother and neater than the garter stitch swatch, which is why you'll mostly see shaping like this done on stockinette stitch. And you can now really see the difference in how the K2tog decreases look on the right side compared to the left. On the left, where the V-shaped stitches lean to the right as the number of stitches decreases, all of the stitches line up nicely in a band, whereas on the right there are these raised strands of yarn where the decreases are. Most people have a favourite, but the look that's usually favoured is the one on the left where the stitches all line up. Since K2togs are right leaning, they're mostly used where the stitches are heading to the right, like here on the left hand side. And on the right hand side you'd use a left leaning decrease like an SSK. As I mentioned, this is just important for perfecting the appearance of your knitting. For practical purposes, you can use any decrease anywhere in your knitting, and the result of decreasing the stitch number will be the same. All this right and left leaning information is just important when you want to take your knitting to the next level in terms of appearance. And now we move on to the K3tog. The K3tog or knit 3 together decrease is the same concept as the K2tog, except it's a double decrease. so the stitch number reduces by 2 rather than 1. All you need to do is take your right hand needle up through 3 stitches on the left hand needle rather than 2, and again you do all the usual steps of a knit stitch to knit them together. This can be a bit tight. This results in these 3 yarn loops being stacked on top of each other around the neck of the 1 yarn loop now on your needle. The leftmost yarn loop ends up on top, so just like the K2tog, the K3tog is right leaning. And I'll just show you that again. So take the right hand needle up through 3 stitches and knit them together. Here is a swatch of stockinette stitch where I've done a K3tog decrease 3 stitches from each edge on every right side row. As before, you can see the difference in how these decreases look depending on the direction the stitches are going in. They look just like the K2togs but are slightly bulkier, and obviously they've reduced the number of stitches twice as quickly, since they're double decreases rather than single decreases. K3togs are much less common than the K2togs, but are useful when you need to do more dramatic shaping. And that's it, that's how you do K2tog and K3tog decreases. I really hope you found that useful, and thank you very much for watching.